Hi, I'm Jacques, and I look forward to get to know you a little bit better over the next couple of days. See, with you watching this video, I believe we share something special. We share a passion for Africa and for wildlife conservation. Limpopo-Lipadi is like an endangered species, soon to be extinct. Because Limpopo-Lipadi offers something very special, something unique, something precious to you and me, which won't be available or will be less and less available in generations to come, except if we turn it around. See, Limpopo-Lipadi transforms us as office dwellers or senior executives or directors or wildlife lovers from all around the world into this dream of an African explorer or adventurer or conservationist. And whether it's Woody from New York or Arnie from Dubai or Alfonso from Madrid or Thomas from Vienna or Annemiek from Amsterdam or Andrew from Zurich, we all have been bitten by the African bug. We all have Africa under our skin. You remember that first safari when you've been, whether it was when you were a child or just a few years ago, your first visit to Africa in safari, and you just fell in love, passionately in love with Africa. That's what I'm talking about. You feel the African sun on your skin, you feel the dust in your face, you are woken by the birds in the morning, you hear the fish eagles call, you get out onto a cruiser and go and explore the bush, and with like a movie playing off in front of you, you have your first leopard sighting, or that first adrenaline as you experience a mock charge of an elephant, and so the stories continue. The fantastic African sunsets. Every day it's different because depending on the lay and the paint of the clouds in the air, the sun suddenly dropping below the horizon, just like it can happen in Africa, and it's totally pitch dark before the stars come out and just brighten up the sky, and you sit around the fire and you tell stories about your adventures of the day and the experiences of the day. That you know what I'm talking about. That's the passion. That's the African bug. That's what we share. But most of us, or let me put it this way, Limpopo-Lipadi offers us an opportunity to take ownership, to move from tourist to owner, to move from spectator to taking responsibility of this, to preserve this authentic wilderness, African wilderness, this piece of African wilderness on the banks of the Limpopo in Botswana. Now, most of us cannot become or live the African dream by becoming a full-time game ranger or a lodge manager or a wildlife conservationist or a wildlife photographer for that matter. We are bound to our office lives in the cities all around the world, and we simply cannot break away. But what we can do, what Limpopo-Lipadi does offer us, is to break away, to get away from that office, to get out of the constraints, to leave the laptop, to leave the cell phone at home, and to within 24 hours push our feet into the dirt, into the sand of Lipadi, to put on our shorts and our t-shirt and our cap, and to feel like we've arrived home, to feel that we're in a world apart, a radically different world from the offices that we've left, to feel like we're almost in a surreal, mystical, mysterious place full of adventure to be discovered and experienced and explored in the time that we're there. That's the kind of thing that Limpopo-Lipadi would offer us. Now, all of us or most of us have been involved in wildlife conservation through the AWF or the WWF or endangered species or anti-rhino poaching campaigns. But Limpopo-Lipadi helps us, or gives us the opportunity to become directly involved, not only through our finances, but through our skills and our time and effort. And I'll never forget the time when we had the first white rhino coming down in containers from the northern part of Botswana, and we had some shareholders there, and we had to release them from the containers. They had to be sedated and their eyes closed, ears closed, calmed down, water cool their whole body, moving from the containers into the boma. What an exciting time! What a memory! What an experience for us as shareholders. Those were our rhino. Those were probably the first rhino that arrived in the Tuli in 100 years. What a privilege to be involved in saving of these endangered species like that. Same with being involved with our wild dog. When those wild dog puppies came from Gansi, brought out of from under the earth in a den where they've been left after their parents or the pack has been hunted out or poached, and we were the only ones that could take care of them, that could take them and adopt them, to see them grow, to see them bond with another pack, to see them released into the reserve, and now to follow them, to track them when you visit the reserve, see how their litter is doing, their young. What a wonderful experience to see that grow. See, Limpopo-Lipadi helps us to live the dream. It is like Claudio, who grew up in South Africa. He's from Italy and Rome. He's an airline pilot, and he had to go back to Italy, and he always dreamed of coming back and owning his own game farm. Well, he can't come and live full-time on a game farm, but now Limpopo-Lipadi gives him the opportunity to live that dream, to come 2, 3, maybe even 4 times a year and just experience and being involved and being directly involved in the conservation efforts. I think of Kari from Helsinki in Finland. Same thing, he went on safari when he was a young child with his family, and always said he wanted to come back and have a farm in Africa, and now that dream is realized. Limpopo-Lipadi allows us to engage and love and be with the local people, with the local villages. I think of Ted and Justine, who's put up a Motsi Trust through which they could have exchange programs and get involved in the local schools with the children. Limpopo-Lipadi helps us to matter, to leave a legacy, to make a difference. Think of Grant, who's an expat South African and lives in Neuchâtel in Switzerland, who bought a share for each one of his children so that he could leave a legacy for them, so that they could come and visit with their families one day and hopefully tell their children, you know, when Granddad came here, we only had 5 rhino. Now we've got 60 or 80 or 100 or more, and they've been released. And what a legacy to be able to leave to them. So Limpopo-Lipadi has become our passion. It's become our baby, it's become our responsibility, and we need all the skills and the help we can get to make it a sustainable conservation project. Limpopo-Lipadi is a humbling project. It is a challenging project. It is an exciting project. It is, you know, there's always in a project like this always more reality than dream, and therefore we would like to invite you to join us with your skills and come and throw in your energy and your excitement, your passion with us to make this dream work, to make this project sustainable, to take us into a successful conservation process into the next generation. And so I'd love to spend more time with you. Of course, you've got hundreds of questions, and I will in the next couple of days go through the detailed stuff of Limpopo-Lipadi and what it entails to become an investor in Limpopo-Lipadi. In the next video, however, I'm going to give you a rundown on the biodiversity of Limpopo-Lipadi. You see, Limpopo-Lipadi is not just another game reserve. It's a combination of various biospheres and diverse bushveld areas all around southern Africa. We've got a little bit of the plains of Tanzania in the north of the reserve. We've got a little bit of the Okavango Delta near the river. We've got a little bit of the Kruger Park and through Al Mupani and Marula forest on the reserve. We've got a little bit of the Kalahari Desert with our red sand savannas on the reserve. We've got a little bit of the Waterberg and its mountain views around Limpopo-Lipadi Hill. We've got a little bit of Mapungubwe through our ancient baobabs on the reserve. We've got a little bit of such a microcosm of all the different areas, bushveld areas that are well known. It's actually quite unique, quite astonishing, and every time, well, the first time someone visits the reserves, they're always blown away by the vastness, but also the diversity within that 32,000 hectare on the reserve. And in the first video, I'll show you a map and show you where the different areas are, and we can work and journey through that together. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Just complete your name and email here, and I will send you an email with a link which will take you right through to the next video. Just want to make sure you're not a robot and I'm actually speaking to a human being. So see you in the next video. Thank you very much.